is in the building, educators in the building. It's gonna be another great one, folks. We're gonna start the night like this. I had a dream, which was not at all a dream. The bright sun was extinguished, and the stars did wander darkling in the eternal space, rayless and pathless, and the icy earth swing blind and blackening in the moonless air. Darkness by Lord Byron. Welcome, welcome, artists and family. You know what it is. Finally, Thursday night has come back. Pull up a Zoom box, grab a microphone, and get comfortable. It's about to go down. Oh, yeah. We here, y'all. Get excited. And welcome to the online open mic presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. I'm your host. My name is Elemen2al. Happy Thursday. This is the jump off, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. You know how we do. We've been doing this and doing this and doing this well. Welcome to episode 97. Let's get into it as we do every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, streaming live on YouTube. If you're watching, appreciate you, and you would like to join us in the Zoom, the number's on your screen, 860-4964-4756. Jump in, join the greatest community in the world. Want to know why I say that? Trust and believe we're going to show you this evening. We do this week after week thanks to some dedicated folks who pay these bills. So we would like to thank the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, Bloomberg Philanthropies, the Howard Gilman Foundation, and the New York State Council on the Arts for hosting these free online events. You can add your energy to the mix with a tax-deductible donation by going to neweurekan.org/contribute. Every amount counts and is very much appreciated, truly. Make sure you are plugging in with one of the dopest techs in the Zoomverse. The one only Matthew Model Keen in the building, Storm Lake in the building, all the way in Jersey. That dude's all kinds of incredible. Also, he is a host of the Final Friday Slam, along with Paul Conqueso. Cat's dope, man. Also, make sure you are plugging in with the other dopest tech in the Zoomverse, the one only Ron Mark Thompson, a.k.a. RMT. You're not down with RMT by now, damn it. You should be. All the way up in the BX. Appreciate you, Ron. This is where you can find me, Elemen2al.com. Take out the T, put in the number 2, Elemen2al.com. So many things going on. Make sure you plug in. Tonight's theme, sinister shadows hiding in darkness. Oh my goodness. And I'm really hoping that this evening folks bring some things to light. And I'm sure they won't let me down. This is just one of those nights. If your artwork is not on theme, that is still totally cool. We are still here for all of your creative genius. All right? Next week's theme, which will be the last theme of October already, coming at you. Soulful Mural, celebrating creativity. All right? This is just art in all its forms. I love graffiti. And so this is just, for people who don't necessarily have a way with words, they have a way with color. They have a way with paint. No matter what their canvas is, they make beautiful music on it. So that's what we're going to be looking at next week. And here are the themes for November coming up. Some interesting things, definitely ways that we can dig into some cultural things, and some conspiracies. All right, literally. Yo, let's get to the rules so we can get to the artistry this evening. Artists, turn your cameras on. We are trying to simulate a live open mic stage as much as possible. Plus, we love to see all of that beautiful exuberance that goes into your artistic performance. As you're coming up, please have your artwork ready. We have a full list, plus our good luck round is probably going to fill up soon. All right, so have your artwork ready. Artists, you have 4 minutes to rock. All right, please keep it tight. After 4 minutes, as you're getting to 4 minutes, you will start to see a countdown in the top right corner of your screen. And boom, there it is. You can also see it in Matthew Model Keen's Zoom box. Once you get to the 4 minute mark, there will be an auditory reminder that you've gotten to 4 minutes, and it will sound like this. Once you get to that, you will have 30 seconds to wrap it up, or the mute monster is coming. Please don't make me mute anybody. Please don't, right? But keep it tight, keep it right, so we can get out of here in a respectable time, all right? So we have reached the time of night where all the sensitive ears should be just out of earshot, right? Because there are explicit lyricists and just some monsters of the pen in this building this evening. But the founders of our cafe were major proponents on the freedom of speech, and we will make sure it maintains in the vein of everything we do. Therefore, there is no censorship, other than any hate speech or any ism that people may use to manipulate, which will not, I said not, be tolerated. Go around and get cute, man. Get the boot, whether it's from Jersey or the BX, man. For real, it's coming at you. Respect the mic. Respect your colleagues. This is a living, breathing trigger warning, all right? Thou have been warned. This is a true call and response space. After these artists get up here and they share a true essence of who they are, you will see this pop up on your screen. This is when you get a chance to share all of that energy, all of that exuberance with the audience, with the community. Don't worry about the noise, y'all. It's the rowdiest night of the week anyway. We're going to make sure it stays that way. So, share all of that energy with the room, and it will be returned to you in the artistic performances this evening. The guaranteed list tonight is closed, all right, because signups begin 24 hours before the show, which would be Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. To sign up, you go to neweurekan.org, click on Full Events Calendar, click on the Thursday that you want to get down on, and you're looking for the artist RSVP ticket. It's the only way that you're getting down. They don't populate until 24 hours before the show. Also, make sure you're checking. Sometimes all the tickets don't go, so make sure you are checking throughout the evening and even sometimes the day of. Tonight's list. Oh, there's just some beautiful troublemakers on this list this evening, and I'm looking forward to all of the rowdiness. So let's do it. Here's all my rowdy friends here on Thursday night. What's good people? I see you, Barney. Young's here. Jeff's in the building. Ray Whitaker. Great to see you, sir. Ike Waltz is here. Inspiration, captain of the street team in the building. Sam is here. Good to see you. Lantern. The maestro's in the building. Great to see y'all. Great to see y'all. Mason Bailey's here. Winnie Rose is here. Nemo Sue. Yeah. Joski C. Yo, I saw a post that Auntie April put up today. She was on those. Boy, that's work. I understand now. It is great to see all of you. Without further ado, let's do this. Let's get this jumped off, man. Today I wait all week for, and it is finally here. I am posting tonight's list in the chat, and we are going to jump it off. Coming up first this evening, as he has a tendency to do, with a signature smile That's always right on time, along with his rhyme. Just found this out today because I haven't really had a total chance to get into it. But contributor to I Can't Breathe Volume 2, the one and only Eddie Foreman in the building. Come on, Eddie. Let these folks know where they can find you, man. Great to see you as always. Come on, man. Set it off.
It's great to see you too, my brother. No other words like thunder. Thank you for pushing on through. And remember that we love you and Mathematical King too. Woo! Hello, everyone. My name is Ed Potential Fantastic. Please, time to join my rhyme father sublime. I got two pieces, so I won't take too much time. The first piece is called Fear. Fear, the creature in the dark, high beneath your bed. That fear stringing our hearts, nests inside our heads. Shiver as sharp as darts, body heavy as lead, ripping us apart, wishing we were dead. Here's the inner start. You can't forget what's been said. Here's rational fact. You're not having a heart attack. In all, it's really whack. Don't add but subtract. Let it stack. You are still intact. You can still act. You're not under contract. You can still adapt. You can always backtrack. It's not an attack. Please don't overreact. A matter of fact, you can always unpack. No, it's not a wisecrack. Live, fail, learn, or grab a snack. Things aren't always black. It's just an abstract from an impact. Thank you. The second one's called The Fret of Fingernails. The threat of the problems never solve them. Clawing beneath my skin, marked skin without end. My worries hug me tight, tight with all his might. Anxiety took my sight robbed me of sunlight. Bound in the darkness, darkness of the abyss. Wishing was a dream, dreams of a million screams. Anxiety pressed my chest without any rest. I stare into the fear draws near. It started mocking me covering bees, the buzzing in my ears crying endless tears. I just wanted to end. The end won't be my friend. The torment wreaking havoc of making me sick. Someone reaching out their hand, the hand disappearing into sand. You have the golden key, the key to being free. Can you stare? Can you stare and see? See, you are the travesty. Roaring won't help it all. All you have to do is break the walls. Stop being completely helpless. You aren't helpless in the mist. You are breathing and alive. Don't stay alive in a beehive. Don't stay worried, but do something. Something is better than doing nothing. Thank you.
That's an absolute fact, sir. No doubt about it. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Eddie Foreman.
Woo! Yeah, Eddie. All right.
Eddie, always the perfect start to the evening with fear, but putting a positive spin on it for everyone. So important and not easy to do. So I just wanted to let you know. Loved it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
That first poem was so tight, Eddie. Those end rhymes were just like, tight, tight, tight.
For sure. For sure, man. Like, you just have a really good habit of setting us off, man. And as your colleague said, you just really, really do have a way of putting a positive spin on some really difficult things, right? You said in the first one, you said, ripping us apart. You're not under contract. You can still adapt. I love that. In the second poem, you said, my worries hold me tight. I stare into the fear, right? You are breathing and alive. Some people just take that for granted sometimes. We don't even really appreciate that simple fact. So thank you, Eddie, for doing what you do, man. Yo, Starship is underway. Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep it going. Coming up next, love when this gentleman comes through. I like to call him Mr. Chicken Soup because he continues to write the type of work that just sticks to your bones, man. I'm telling you. The one and only Alan Gary in the building. Come on, Alan, let these folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you, sir. Please, take it away.
Same here. Great to be here. Friends, you can follow me on my Alan Gary Facebook page. Okay. So good evening, everybody. And tonight's theme, sinister shadows hiding in darkness. But to be seen, they must come out or be exposed. My piece tonight sheds light on what lurks underneath the once cloaked veneer. The trigger warning is for anyone who sees themselves in my poem called pray. Don't Charlie Kirk me, preaching your dogma, stretching your truth to sound agreeably like Christianity. I am not afraid. Cowards get buried among their verbal rubble. Ain't nothing spectacular about your contaminated vernacular. Bullies are cowards who sleep with their lies, empowered by dreams of the uncivilized. Stench of what was once improbable, prejudice and ignorance, you are responsible, golden goose stepping toward your Icarus. When reaching your sun, your book will have burned. It happened before, it will surely be earned. In days of yore, the present too, future repeats for self-righteous whores. Selling your soul for shekels of silver, Bitcoin or cash, the fuck does it matter? Take it to your heaven, Epstein's Island, and play, indulging in hypocrisy while you get down and pray. Thank you.
Yo, I don't know where that heat came from, but damn, he was slinging it. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Alan. Gary.
Yeah, Alan. That was
Awesome.
on.
Alan.
Yeah,
All
Alan.
right.
Okay.
Just calling it like it is. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Really
Yep.
good.
Harsh truth.
Yep.
For
Yep.
sure. He said, what the fuck does it matter? Man, that's got to be one of my favorite right there. Like, even the introduction was dope. He said, don't Charlie Kirk me, preaching your dogma. Bullies are cowards that sleep with their lies. Golden goose stepping toward your Icarus. Oh, man. Selling your souls for shekels of silver, Bitcoin, the Epstein Island line. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. That's how you do it, sir. Thank you so much for that. Goodness. That's that work, y'all. Yeah, we here. We here this evening. Let's do it. Coming up next, really good to see this cat. I know he's been going through some things. He's on the road to recovery. Got to get him in here. Just an incredible dude. I like to call him the Earth Spirit. Author of The Impromptu of Love of Music, as well as Animals. This cat's incredible. The one and only Ray Whitaker is in the building. Come on, Ray. Let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you, sir. Please, take it away.
Wow. It's great to be back. Thank you for that introduction. And I'm pretty much on theme tonight. So let's just jump right in here with some commentary on the current situation. This first piece is called Snake Flyer. The cobblestones are laid together, each step binding and paving of the way towards truth. Leading truths are leading toward a higher ideal, clearing gray clouds to an open sky. We worry, sorting the dark places. The cobbles end at a stairway. It spirals up past the clouds of doubt. Each step on the stairway, a truth bearer, moving to a proper fit into reality. Above the clouds, it is sometimes hard to breathe. Devilish twist to the truth, dangerous, like a heavy-bodied snake, coiled, white mouth open, fangs exposed, ready to strike in our direction. A woman leads the way, flying over the snake, hair glistening, leaving the apple behind. Winds tussle with unbuttoned jackets, papers fly from pockets. We seek affirmation, casting about to understand what is too incredible to believe. People are crowded in the square, looking. Blue uniformed police stand awaiting the verdict. Dark shadows are chased away by sunlight. We seek what we know already. Thank you. Resolutions is the next one. Speaking into a desire for the betterment of our world, one where all of we humans carry the weight of the water equally, where the walking down the streets of our lives is hand in hand, not striding one behind the other. Waterfalls on the planet mix everything in a many hued splash. Gray clouds of disparate conduct make way for the sunshine. Thanks. And I'll end with this one. Yeah, I got time. It's called, I Could Hardly Credit It That It Was the Same World I Was in Yesterday. Hearing that my very ancient history shifted my awareness, my willingness, a certain shift to an examinations, a new view of Soma in the mirror. The ramifications were profound and societal perceptions newly understood. In that early Homo sapiens women and men, and Homo neanderthalis women, or even Homo denisovus men couldn't keep their pants on around each other and interbred. The DNA carries on through the eons. I stand before the brutal bathroom mirror, and I see a Neanderthal staring back. Does he think about cave art? Does he build a ladder to put up for scribing petroglyphs on a rock face? What does he sound like when he reads poetry out loud? Or when looking out of the cave mouth saying, "What the fuck is that?" Thank you all.
Come on. That's how you do it, man. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Ray Whitaker.
Woo, Ray. All right.
I love evolution poems. I'm an anthropology major.
Yep. We're all just little animals, just like they were in the past. Great messaging.
Yeah, you don't hear much about poetry in Neanderthals and Denisovans, do you? So
No.
So appreciate it.
It was just such a great package of 3 poems. I really, of course, liked what the first poem cared about. And you had so many wonderful, zingers in there. We seek what we know already. And just a lot of wonderful image combinations in that second poem. He did that so economically. It was just great to have you back here again.
thank you. It's really good to be back too. It's been a tough month. So
yeah. I feel that way every morning when I look in the mirror, that what you said, I see a Neanderthal staring back.
He said, I wonder what he sounds like reading poetry, right? Or yelling from the mouth of the cave. Yeah, man. Like, I love that truth, right? And Jedi Master was on point, right? Like, the first poem, it just, again, this is why I call him the Earth Spirit, because he pays attention to those minor details, right? Clearing gray clouds to an open sky, each step of a stairway, a truth teller, right? We seek what we already know, right? Carrying the weight of the water equally, make way for the sunshine. Like, if that's not a shirt, like, come on. Make way for the sunshine. Like, that's just beautiful. Thank you, sir, for doing what you do, and for toughing it out to come and rock with us. Truly appreciate you, really. Okay, let's keep it going. Coming up next, I mentioned the storytellers are in the building. This gentleman, he's relentless. He writes so much, and I love his dedication to what he does. Author of Defending the Rainbow, as well as The Bald Raven, and many, many more. I like to call this gentleman the Vincent Price of poetry. The one and only Ike Waltz is in the building. Come on, Ike. Let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always, sir. Please, take it away.
Good evening. Dia de los Muertos. Always the Grim Reaper strikes locked doors at night. Sometimes the living ask, "How are you doing? How long have you been dead?" Always the dead can walk through these walls. See the gruesome that is dressing you. Sometimes time appears with nothing to spare, nothing I have, nothing to share. With Thanatos delivers your soul to the afterlife. Sometimes I can hear you, deafening silence. Skeleton turmoil rattles my mind. I can see you coming, darkness of November, that unexplainable longing, burning fingers snapping candlelight, cold musk of December, gone the taste of nonsense, that late fall color bizarre. I hang over my sleeping guitar, only sound that kills dances with that infinite loss of hope, counting loss those blue Viagra pills, tumbling like decaying October late, way down my aging throat. So much color facing death, sacred energy exchange, sex, that short taste of coitus, bonding thrills inside that armored coat. Whispering mind is ticking future time when children blow with the wind. Rustling trees calling ancient names nobody sees. Monotonous order found you, my chronos of the divine. I am, yes, I hear him scream, you are dead, you are mine. If you only could have seen how yesterday was moving along ever so mean, and what a thrill to touch your temple of electrocuting fuss, enslaved by that mortal arousing ass. One would play hide and seek every day. Let that binary barcode have it. Shit happens. Oh yes, he will find you, so they say. But let the children play with that rotting leaves in the eerie graveyards of Monterey Bay. The day of the morally dead that built our wall, that promise, give me your tired and your poor, your huddled masses yearning to be free. Desperate fathers, mothers, caged toddlers without trick or treating. Our ghosts demand freedom, not incarceration and beating. What a tragic song that punishes us forever and all. Every moment and in between, holding on to a fake treasure of masochistic delight. These are the secrets that rule our morbid lives. You may trick or treat, whilst I smell human defeat. Precious, sultry high noon, however, spits tongues deeper than scientific time. Let me kiss you, my digital you, cooking an Adam's family stew of truths. Forget me not, just rot, rot, rot. Let me squeeze my lover's G-spot. Kiss a little, thanks a lot. Inside your delicious fleshy bowl of boo-boo, let me discover between your expecting thighs the reflection of I, the boo-man, you the boo-woman. Boo jangles, boo dangles, boo-boo fondles, boo-boo handles, boo-boo excitement. Oh, I am so lost in that repeating rhyme. Please don't rattle my precious urn. Don't wake my ashes in return. Arousing these bloodthirsty screams of history. What's contained in me will haunt you, bewilderment in relentless disharmony. Yes, I can wait for that roasted turkey, delicious stuffy. My darling basted kill, at Thanksgiving time you will. The Grim Reaper kissed my bloated cheek, aging the whispers of the toothless face. Aging will make you wise and weak. Dia de los Muertos, I feel the pain before my fall. However should I reappear from these long forgotten disease? Call a shrink, don't send for the priest. Dia de los Muertos, the Grim Reaper has knocked on my door. The end has come. The new has begun. Thank you.
I'm telling you, this dude just doesn't miss. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Ike. Whoa.
Right, Ike. Woo.
Bravo, Ike. Bravo.
Wow, Ike, that was one of the denser pieces I've heard you do lately. It was just so packed from line to line, and just a kind of tour de force of all these different techniques. There were so many shifts in your perspective in there, and I really enjoyed the word play going on in the middle there when you were just saying like these phonemes and sounds and stuff. That was really cool.
Have to agree, sir. I love when you just kind of get into your own mode, Ike, and then you just take people on a ride with it. Um, you said people don't ask the Grim Reaper, "How long have you been dead?" Great question. Um, as a Jedi Master put in there, sometimes I can hear you, deafening silence. The sacred energy exchange, rustling trees calling ancient names, right? Holding on to a false pleasure of a masochist delight. Ah. Don't rattle my urn. Oh man, I don't know where you went when you got that line, but that was pretty heavy, sir. Don't rattle my urn. Thank you, Ike, for doing what you do, sir. We truly appreciate you. Looking forward to your next piece of literary masterpiece. Truly. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, peace to the God for the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that they share with us. One of my spiritual advisors. This gentleman is just all kinds of incredible contributor to Sunday's Open House Anthology, produced by one of the last poets. It's always an experience when this gentleman comes through. He came to do lots of things, but I guarantee you he did not come here to tap dance. The one and only Baba Ngoma is in the building. Come on, Baba, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
What's up, y'all? It's great to be here. You can find me here on Thursday night. So this toy is you might know of it as a didgeridoo. It comes from Australia, but didgeridoo is a misnomer. The Aborigines say that it's called a yidaki, Y-I-D-A-K-I, and they also call it a dream pipe. So here we go. I'm practicing circular breathing so I don't have to come up for air down there while you run your fingers through my hair. My gentle hum will make you come as vibrations go up and down my dream pipe. What a delight. It's long and hard, yet safe, legal, and free, you see. Close your eyes, enjoy its ecstasy. Dream pipe, didgeridoo. I'm trying to find peace. I see she's quite elusive. I saw her once on a full moon night, but she shape-shifted into an eagle in flight. Seemed like she was trying to get away from all the chaos in the world today. So then I looked through ancient books and secret tongues and symbols vast. Into the sea my net was cast, hoping that peace would nibble my bait. Alas, 'twas not to be my fate, at least not in this time and place. For everyone wanted a piece of this, a piece of that, fighting and clawing like barrels of rats in a world that's ruled by tit for tat. Not reading the writing on the wall, not realizing there's enough for all. I dare to look where others fear, into the space between my ears. The only place where peace you'll find starts with a journey in your mind.
Wow. Like I don't know. Wow, man, that was incredible. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Baba. It go on.
It's
Woo,
so
yeah.
hard to play a
So
didgeridoo. Like
beautiful.
it just sounds like Like, I don't know, like the circular breathing. I have one. I've not got past like 40 seconds.
Uh-huh.
It's really good.
Thank you.
Yep. It's really
Yeah, I think
interesting the way you handled both the instrument and your words at the beginning, just like they were one with your body. It was great.
Thank
oh, you kind of took the thought right out of my mind, Bonnie, because I was going to say, Goma, I don't think I've ever heard you do a poem yet that's like mentally or psychically distant, right? You embody your work, and it just so literally when you're playing an instrument, especially like the daki, you just feel the physical presence of you, the poet. That's just such a powerful grounding experience. It's part of your mastery of really providing a poetic experience that's just unequaled.
Wow, thank you.
Have to agree, sir. When you, whichever instrument that you decide to grace us with, it really is a synergy that I've never heard. Um, and the way that both of you and your instrument complement each other, as your colleague said, like it was just one fluid thing. Like 1 minute you were describing this Yudaki, and the next minute it was a poem. Like, oh man, the dream pipe though, sir, sir, yo, that was a beautiful double entendre there. Love it. Um, Safe, legal, and free. You see, that was beautiful. Um, Said he was looking for his piece, but she shifted into an eagle in flight. You're not reading the writing on the wall. The piece you will find starts with a journey in your mind. Please pay attention, folks. That's some of the realest I've heard in a while, man. Appreciate you, God, for all that you do and sharing it with us. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, this artist comes through. Listen, she comes through. She puts in the work. She's just like on it. Every time I hear her, she is on it. She is ready for it. Even when she wasn't necessarily feeling that great, she still came through and brought the house down. The one and only Sam Hardy is in the building. Come on, Sam. Let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please take it away.
It's great to see all of you too. I'm glad to be here. I've only ever written one scary poem, if you want to call it scary. And this is it. It's called, you may have even heard it before because, I mean, Halloween does happen every year. Memoir of a Serial Killer. There's always a whisper of madness playing in my brain as I struggle to get loose from its refrain. The constant pounding for compliance makes me feel quite insane. Disaster brewing behind blue eyes, bits of chaos that won't be denied. The voices tell me the choice is completely mine, but they don't see or feel how bound up I am inside. Do I feel a pang of guilt within? Some flicker of remorse of when the knife drags slowly across their skin? Not really, for without it, I'm a shell of myself, so pale and thin within. Touch the people and watch them fall, knowing the horror to come. The pull to cause pain, to see blood on the wall. I'm the bad man, says the song, but they don't really know bad. No, not at all. And then this next one, the rest of us knew shit. So this next one I wrote is called Tearing Down History. Backtracking on so many forward steps, we can thank the president and his House of Reps. They're literally tearing down the White House to the ground. Over 100 years of history lost, unrecoverable in a cloud of dust, no longer to be found. Rights we fought for, equality, healthcare, freedom of speech, changing the textbooks and the way that we teach. They're tearing down history one brick at a time. To build a ballroom, it's such a crime. Demolishing a whole wing of our historic house, like picking wings off a butterfly, so billionaires can dance while the rest of us suffer and die. Let's see how much time I have left. Okay. And then this one is called Assault. Smoke crawls across the valley, the air thick with names no one dares to speak aloud. Bombs etch their signatures into the fields where children once ran. The olive trees bow, their branches heavy with ash. The echo of tanks haunt the hills. Birds fall silent, unsure where to land. And I wonder if anyone hears it, or if the world has learned to sleep through the sound of its own pain. And my last one, which I've really come to like a lot, is called On Fire, and it's really more of a statement than a poem. It's not enough just to speak your truth, but to express with comprehension. You do not have to understand why the world is burning, but have an idea of who is lighting the matches, what is fueling the fire. If everyone cried tears for the injustices, poverty, sickness, racism, greed, using the tools of empathy, caring, compassion, consideration, we could put out this fire. Thank you.
Yo, just came through like a pack of matches. Just flame on up in here, man, for real. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Sam Hardy.
Sam.
Stan,
I
that's
think
crazy. Like, I was just trying to keep up with your lines. I mean, you just brought so much. Uh, it's so honest what you're doing, and it's so. Oh, it gives me hope in the world. It just gives me something, you know. Like, I just really respect you so much, honey. You're
Thank you,
such a
my
good
friend.
poet, such a good artist, and I love it. I love how you just dig deep and bring it.
sign me up for an endorsement on those lines. Again, I'm just gonna, applaud anybody who brings, promotes a set of values here about tenderness and caring and compassion and empathy. So that last poem was really super appreciated. You had this one line, I think, in the poem before. So, has the world learned to sleep through its own pain? You got it right there. I mean, the things we've witnessed in the past, just 3 years. I mean, in one sense, I can say, yes, good, you've done well. Now here's a small prize, the history of the world. But the way you encapsulated that in that one line, that the world learned to sleep through its own pain. Just everything Elizabeth said. You are one person who just goes straight at all this stuff, no holds barred, and it's really really important example you set about the purpose of poeticizing.
Awesome. I love that disaster brewing behind blue eyes. Just so many great lines. Picking wings off of a butterfly. Terrible, but great stuff. Thank you.
The imagery that you created, Sam, really, really beautiful. The building the ballrooms for billionaires to dance. Come on, like, listen, I'm always outside of the loop of the news, but I just found out that was happening the other day. And I was like, come on, you can't be serious. But he's dead serious. He's building a ballroom. Like, who said the world needs another ballroom? Especially one not for the people. Just saying. Sam, I love your work. It really, really speaks, You said, touch the people, watch them fall. Memoirs of a Serial Killer. Like, it's just a great name. I'm the bad man, says the song. Love it. The second piece, you said, changing the textbooks and the way we teach. That is an absolute fact, folks. It just, please, if you're involved in any type of school district, please get involved. What is fueling the fire? I wish we knew. The echoes of tanks haunt the hills, don't they? Though, don't they? Incredible work, Sam. Thank you. Thank you for doing what you do and continuing to share it with us. All right, we got 4 more artists, and then we'll go to halftime. Coming up next, the priestess is here. She is always a blessing. We had a conversation, and it just always helps to lift my spirit. She's just an incredible light to me and to the community. Also a contributor to the Sunday Open House anthology. She's an incredible artist, just a great person. The one and only Oshun Yo Yen is in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you, priestess. Please take it away.
I can be found protesting wherever injustice exists. Anyway, most people don't know or forget that October is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month. I fortunately myself have never been victim to this, but a lot of people are. So I don't know really that this poem is going to be very uplifting, but I just wanted to call everyone's attention to that. And I wrote this a few years ago, and some of these lines in the poem actually came from the woman who was except for this last one, the last one. And let me just make a quick comment on that. I've probably said that to almost every man I have ever dated for more than 3 months. So anyway, here we go. A man living in his power protects, produces, and provides. But he only understood red fear and brutal beatings as his power. He was easy on the eyes, but hard on the heart. Granite fists sank into soft flesh, violating veins, pounding in blue and blackish purple bruises as a visual testament to his irrational fury. Shattered bones splintered her soul. Argued with her sanity, looking for a reason, for an excuse, for anything, for this war to have invaded her body and sit side saddle on her soul. He had devastating weapons of mass destruction. She had only love, or so she thought. Crying, he says, I'm sorry, baby. I lost it. I love you so much. You're mine. If you weren't so damn fine, I wouldn't have done this. I don't want to lose you. Silence, she plans. And icy rage clarifies her thoughts. She swallows her own blood, smiles with no emotion, and thinks, you've got to sleep sometime.
Damn, that's just so very real. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Oshun Yo Yen.
That's the line I used to say all the time. I would tell anybody I dated more than 3 months, don't get crazy on me. Don't even think about hitting me because you got to sleep sometime. And if you don't sleep soon enough, I'll make sure that you do.
Get that hot pot of grits.
There you go. That was wonderful.
Wow.
Well, you pointed up something in it that
anybody who's going through this, please call. You hear an argument, you hear something pounding against the wall, you see something, please call the police. There's just no reason why anybody should not step in and try to save someone.
I was going to say, at the very end of your poem really pointed up a classic feature of an abusive situation, where the person sort of has second thoughts and says, well, sometimes you're okay. And, it's just a kind of a classic feature in abusive situations where even outside observers of it have there's always going to be this thought that, well, this person really isn't that bad, or they're not really abusive, because nobody would behave that abusive unless there really was a reason for it. And that's just a classic feature of trying to excuse the person,
For sure. I have heard that. I have heard it oh, you must have done something to provoke them, or what did you do, right? Like that's, I just, and listen, men get abused also. I don't want y'all to just think that it's only women that are subject to domestic violence. Um, it just doesn't happen all the time, right? But it's not okay for anyone. Anyone who talks with their fists that don't wear gloves and call themselves professional boxers, it's not okay. Um, MMA is debatable because they'll kick you to sleep. Um, but I really, really love how you put that into words, right? Red fear and brutal beatings. And as a Jedi Master put in there too, easy on the eyes, but hard on the heart, right? Um, and that's usually what it is, right? My mama always says, everything that glitters ain't gold, right? People are the same way. Thank you, Priestess, for doing what you do and making sure that folks understand the importance. Thank you. All right. Coming up next, this gentleman continues to come through. His work is on point, y'all. Like, I love his rhyme scheme, the way that he creates imagery in his poems. I'm looking forward to this one as well. The one and only Jeff Robles in the building. Come on, Jeff. Let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
Hi, good to see you. Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm just on Facebook. I have four pieces. The first one is like a taxi driver poem. This is called Airport Taxi Holding Pen. Drivers pace around my car in the December 31st cold, picking their teeth with matchsticks and urinating behind open car doors. Cigarette butts, styrofoam cups, empty sugar packets and piss puddles. The wind blows newspapers, empty cigarette packs, and rocks crushed soda cans gently. Seagulls and pigeons float 30 feet high on frozen wings. Some drivers huddle together beside an old checker, reliving their latest tales of fortune and obscenity, hands thrust in pockets, fingers wrapped around small fortunes or peckers, depending on the length of their coats. Low-life grins and ratty smiles shine below blind, wrinkled brows. There's always one who knows all, the seer and sayer, his words spoken in broken English, his hands carving out images of his tale in the frozen air. A driver peeps in my window looking for my ticket number. He spies it on my clipboard and waves me forward. I drive about 6 feet and park beside a young driver, picking his teeth in his side view mirror. On top of his cab, a large cigarette ad. A sign on the partition reads, "Thank you for not smoking." Number two, rain washing away a weekend. Windows cry, a fountain of tears. An endless fog abounds my neighborhood. I squint through the gray mist beyond brown boughs hanging with unconscious leaves. A crash of thunder startles me. The seaman sky relieves itself bountifully. The earth lays helpless, breathing in sighful moans of unbearable orgasm. Day off, stuffed. I feel the bread behind my eyes. My head feels like a brown bottle filled with cotton in the medicine chest. My family taught me to eat, a skill I long mastered. So much more to learn, so much more to do. Outside, the leaves are green and rimmed with the red of early autumn. Still a time for shirt sleeves. No one wanting to accept that summer is gone. There is time between here and there, time between now and then, time for musing here and now. Still so uncertain, ambivalence my core. You're only of the writing, resolved to its personal importance, even if I doubt my own ability, my own lack of form, my rhythms unchecked, my syllables incalculable. Outside, the wind blowing, rustling leaves, bending branches. They are fantastic, elastic, feathered batons made moving by the unseen hand of God. Time for appointments. My son to see, a father to be. I long to see him, to brush the brown bangs from his eyes, fix the part in his hair, wipe the small round nose, have him clear his head in my white handkerchief, to hear the implausible utterances of his prepubescent speech, and hold his eager hand as we go crossing the street. If he could only see me now, smiling wide as Columbus Avenue on my way to our visit. Thank you.
Your imagery is incredible, sir. Truly. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Jeff Robles.
All right,
I-
Jeff, that was wonderful.
It was great. I loved the taxi poem. I could just visualize absolutely every single thing that you mentioned. And it reminded me of that old show, Taxi. Is that what it was called? The cage that everyone walked in. Just everything about that was so real. It was excellent.
Beautiful work.
Yeah, I'm increasingly, you know, having a great experience listening to your poems. I think I said last week because I'm a big fan of the kind of snapshot of New York City street life stuff. And that first poem really reminded me a lot of Hart Crane. I don't know if you're familiar with him, a New York poet from the 20s,
Yeah,
especially
I've heard
his
of him.
poem. What's that?
Yeah, I've heard of him, and I know he wrote a poem called "The Bridge."
Yeah, Brooklyn Bridge. I was going to mention that, but as Elemental and the others are saying, that poem was just so cinematic, and just really florid. And I hear you, they're very observational poems, and in a very meditative way too. Because your poetry has a porosity to it. You're making observations about reality, but you let us in to your own thoughts and feelings about it. And I think that really activates your poems in an important way that, as you can hear from people's responses, really strikes people. It's just a really wonderful work.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Hey, we are thankful that you're here. And you're absolutely right, Jedi Master. It kind of reminds me of a slice of life, but you're not just saying, oh, one day I saw some people doing this thing, right? I love the fact that you're saying I was there and describing the things in a very poetic way. Um, down to the piss on the ground, man. Like the details of your work, it's incredible, really. Fortune and Obscenity, Flying High on Frozen Wings, um, the cigarette ad. Thank you for not smoking. My family taught me to eat. My syllables incalculable. Um, you had me with the kid poem, right? As I hold his eager hand across the street, like that's just, again, just all of what you do and how you put it together, just incredible, sir. Thank you for doing what you do and sharing it with us. All right, two more artists and we'll go to halftime. Coming up next, this artist comes through. I get excited when I get a chance to hear her work. And she said she's an anthro major. I did not know that. I love her poems about her son because they come through so very clear. And she's like such a cheerleader mom, but she's also like very on it, right? Not a helicopter, but just so on it. I love the way she describes her relationship with her son. It's just really, really great. The one and only Yun in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please take it away.
Hi, I've got a new Instagram account. So if you could add that one instead of the old one, that would be great. I tried to be on theme. I found a slightly sinister poem. That, as in, like, it's not a mommy poem, but I'm gonna go. How to break up. The multicolored lights my lover wrapped around my vintage bed frame for atmosphere needs to be taken down. Not only because Christmas ended more than 2 months ago. We kept them up because he liked the little pops of alternating colors illuminating the bedroom when he spent the night. They need to be removed because our season of whatever you want to call it is over. When we met, he told me he wanted to stay unattached, smoke weed, and fuck. I obliged. His occasional use of meth made clear we would go nowhere. How to break up with someone I was never with, let go of something, never mind. Remnants of him all over my white-walled condo, leftover ingredients from baking together, slippers I bought for him by the door, homemade guitar pick left accidentally in the dryer. I pluck up his presents and toss them into the garbage, except the door he fixed, tap he got working, shoe cupboard he secured remain. I suppose memories fade. Next December, little teardrop glass bulbs brought up, put up, brought out, and plugged in again, just not by him. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Come on. It's just a beautiful breakup poem, for real. Unmute yourself, give it up for you.
Just not by him.
All right.
Just
How
not
do you
by
break
him.
up with someone who was never there? Something like that. That's
Yes.
great.
Yeah, it's just so many great images in there too. Remnants of him all over the walls. It's really wonderful sort of coming to terms poem, you know? And it's really sort of a great example of, you know, how we, you know, what we use poems for when we kind of have to discover these, you know, what our own sensibilities by being able to externalize them in this creative way. It's kind of a model of how to do that.
Oh, thank you.
In a very healthy way at that, right? Some people don't always express their feelings in a positive way when it comes to someone exiting their lives. But I love how you definitely wrapped it into something just something lovely. You said our season of whatever you want to call it is over. You said, how do you let go of something that was never mine? Oh my goodness. Like that is just that sentiment alone. It just is really, really stark in this poem. Thank you for writing it. Thank you for sharing it with us. Just the sentiment of that poem, it just stays with me. Thank you for that. Really, really dope. All right, one more, and we'll go to halftime. Coming up next, listen, all the way across the pond where it's wicked late, the most eloquent writer in the world. I like to call this cat Dr. Love himself. The one and only Lantern Carrier's in the building. Come on, Lantern, let these folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you, brother. Please take it away.
Thank you, my brother. I tried to read my writing in this draft. They do not want to die. As they greed for lust, power, and control, drew maps on our borders, painted our skies in crimson flames, and manifested in our lives with hunger and deprivation long before we knew whether their intention, what their intentions were. They do not want to die. Those sinister shadows hiding in the darkness, wearing masks in broad daylight, like the ghost of Halloween, the masquerade, and like voodoo or the occult. Yet if you look carefully, you'll get to identify the patterns, for they wear the uniforms of foreign aid and NGOs, lie as dark ghouls in Red Cross apparel, Oxfam, and IMF. They use digitalized weapons and folk tongues as diplomacy that destroy and distort truth and justice. They do not want to die, for even as the sunset heralds darkness and night becomes an antecedent to the glorious daybreak, they are conscious of losing their grip and a pungent exotic lifestyle, which, like the darkness, ultimately fades, giving way to promising tomorrows. They do not want to die, for they need to protect callous hearts and avaricious privileges, which have sustained them for centuries in inhuman ways, too unmentionable for tongues and hearts seeking to address our traumas in search of closure for charred memories or wounded souls. They do not want to die, for they bear the echoes of truth, which resonate, for they fear that the echoes of truth would resonate above the lingering demons of colonial control that we try to avoid, trading dignity for scraps, which came in the guise of security and stability. Yes, they do not want to die, for there are sinister shadows hiding in the darkness. They pray for the formation of clouds, fog, and mist, throw stones at the sun and moon, and yet I still see love emerging on the hopes of a continent which says enough is enough as we rise upon a new dawn to set our people free. Lantern Carry. I was able to do that justice. He thought Scrabble here.
That was incredible, sir. Come on. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Lantern Carrier.
Beautiful lantern.
Lantern, you always do it justice, no matter what you're writing about. It's always so the depth and meaning of it is remarkable, really.
So they're wearing masks in broad daylight in your neck of the woods too?
Halloween, yes.
Uniforms.
The invisible Halloween.
Yeah.
I don't know where you are tonight, but there was this sound of the room you're in. You know, your voice
I'm in
was.
Grenada, West Indies.
So
Yeah.
it lent a certain amplitude and also a kind of a little bit of a remove, you know, like this kind of spectral voice. It was a nice auditory experience because of the sound of the room coming through. But you know, I just admire your ability. You summed up this situation with an eloquence I want to say it doesn't deserve, you know, and I'm grateful that we can always count on you to, you know, turn on that bright light at the end of the poem.
Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you.
Always find a way, even in turbulent skies, you always find a way to land the plane. Every single time. It's remarkable, sir. Um, even when you're writing about something like this, like they do not want to die. They use organized weapons, right? Giving way to promising tomorrows above the demons of colonial control, right? Trading dignity for scraps. Sir, you just your artwork is so rich and fluid. Your use of language, your love of language is really to be admired, sir. Thank you. for what you do and continuing to share it with us. All right, folks, we have reached halftime. It has been a great night so far, and the second half is going to be absolutely amazing. So stay tuned. We will be back in about 5 minutes. All right? Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to the online open mic with the greatest community in the world. Week after week, you keep this flame of artistry burning with a light that transcends time, distance, and borders. Now, welcome to the Halftime Report. I'm your correspondent. My name is Elemen2al, bringing you the latest news and upcoming events proudly presented by the legendary New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Stay tuned, stay inspired, and as always, keep creating. The New Eurekan Bowery Slam, happening every Monday at the Bowery Poetry Club in New York City, hosted by Luna Rosa and Jay Rose. Winner receives a $20 cash prize and a chance to compete in the final Friday Slam, occurring on the last Friday of the month at the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater, hosted by Matthew Marroquin and Paul Conqueso. Winner receives a $100 cash prize plus a nomination to compete in the annual Grand Slam. This is amazing. Plus, there's a Twilight Hour open mic hosted by Cap. Come through the score. For more details on the slam season, including rules, winners, and current year scoreboard, go to neweurekan.org/slam. Our open mics at the Lower East Side Center are finally back from the Hot Poet Summer and better than ever. The venue records high-quality audio and video of all performances, and they are live streamed to Lower East Siders and New Eurekan's YouTube channels. The first Wednesday of the month, we have Women's Orator Wednesday, aka WOW, hosted by somebody's mama. Make sure you come through. It's gonna be amazing. The remaining Wednesdays of the month, we have the New Eurekan Open Mic, hosted by Brian Acosta Aria, aka Brian the Motel Guy. Make sure you plug in. It is going to be something special. Our online programs, which are absolutely free, include the online open mic, hosted by yours truly, weekly on Thursdays via Zoom and live stream on YouTube. All styles are welcome. Every artist has 4 minutes to rock with new themes every week. The Slam Workshop, happening on the second Tuesday of every month via Zoom, hosted by the National Youth Poet Laureate Stephanie Pacheco. When you sharpen your craft, you sharpen your performance. Make sure you plug in. There are many other in-person and online events coming up. For info and tickets of all the programming, you can go to neweurekan.org/calendar. Our social media and website and other links, including how to sign up for the mailing list, you go to our Linktree/New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Visit our YouTube channel to catch past live streams of online and Lower East Side Center open mics, beatniks, and special events at Battery Park City, Poetry House, and NJ Pack. The New Eurekan Poets Cafe is a non-profit 501c3 organization based in New York City on the Lower East Side. Ticket sales and grants don't cover all of our programs and operations expenses. So here are ways that you can help support us in our mission to continue with moving poetry forward. Our merchandise, shirts, hats, and tote bags available for purchase at our New Yo table and in-person events, or go to neweurekan.org/merch. Spring and summer collection coming soon. Also, check out and subscribe to our Patreon site. Gain access to video recordings of in-person events not available online for the public. Go to patreon.com/New Eurekan Poets Cafe. Special thanks to our tech team, our programs and operations team, all of our hosts, our executive director, and all our sponsors for helping us to continue to move our artwork forward. We appreciate you for all your continued support, helping us to keep the spirit of artistry and inspiration of poetry alive and moving forward through the spirit of our founders. Brought to you by Elemen2al Vision Works, inspiring change through passionate poetry and creative production.
Your energy and passion truly make this community something special. Thank you for all your artistry and your genius. Truly can't thank you enough.
We appreciate you. Now, back to the show. Peace. All right, folks, let's get back to it. Listen, it's been a great night so far. Let's keep the energy going. Coming up next, yo, this gentleman, like, he comes through. He has so many different ways of connecting with his audience, whether he has an instrument, whether he's telling jokes. Listen, he's just an all around incredible performer. The one and only Catman Bill in the building. Come on, Catman. Let these folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
Thank you, Elemental. I'm suffering from a outbreak of bronchitis, so I'm not even going to try to do anything. See that? Whenever I cough, I hiccup at the same time, and it's been going on for 2 weeks. So, thank you so much. I'm going to pass my time on to the next person, but I appreciate you making the intro.
Thank you, Catman. We hope that you truly feel better very soon. Please unmute yourself. Show some love for Catman Bill.
Get well. Hang in
I hope
there.
you feel better. Feel
Yeah,
better, Catman.
self-care, Catman. Thanks for
Yeah.
showing up.
Well,
Hey,
somebody,
get better soon.
somebody advised me to pull my tongue out of my mouth and up in the air to stop my hiccuping, but that didn't work, and my tongue was wet, so I couldn't hold on to it too well.
And it probably hurt too.
Well, we miss your guitar playing.
Thank
So
you.
get well.
Next time, thank you.
Definitely. Even listen, this is what I love about artists. Doesn't matter how we feel or what's going on, we will do what we do. Right? And even he's feeling horrible, but he's still making jokes. Like, I love it, man. Thank you so much for coming through. Uh, Listen, sending you healing energy. Feel better soon. All right, coming up next. This gentleman, he's incredible. He's just a poet's poet, writer, author. Um, I saw the post from the Y Collective. He's a playwright. He's a poet. He's a author, a pushcart nominee, author of Four Crescents, Black Calculus, Evaporating Rage, and contributor to Love Letters to Gaia. Also, quick note, so is our tech team, Matthew Model Keen and Ron Mark Thompson are both contributors to Love Letters to Gaia. Appreciate y'all so very much. Listen, the Maestro he's just one of those dudes. He has traded his foil for his pen. He is just incredible. The one and only Mathematics is in the building. Come on, Math. Let these folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you. Please, take it away.
Only unmute. And here we go. Got this piece here, it's on theme. Conceived in the shadows. Between hell on earth and the boundless horizons of heaven. I am born of crass evils, embodied in the mundanities of man and the unseen beauties of Mother Nature. Luckily for me, I am more than what you see. Unfortunately for you, you get more than what you expect from the usual victim of your bullying. Subjected to your relentless lies and threats, you think I am defenseless, with arms emptied of simple weapons of destruction and ears full of the hate speech you spew. I am master of the forces of nature that can decimate your armored sandcastles and overwhelm your limited imagination. You have no idea when or how your false bravado will be undone. But you will know when you hear the rumble of earthquakes and the howl of hurricanes that the facades of your gilded world are about to come tumbling down. Next piece. And this is a shorty, and this is for all the folks that are in the room, uncensored. Be careful what you say.
They will try to put a rope around your voice and hang you by your tongue. Peace.
Damn. Oh, man, I love when this dude comes through. Unmute yourself. Give it up for the maestro.
Oh, rope around your voice.
Yeah, that needs to be on a billboard everywhere, Norm.
Listen,
Yeah.
that's not just a warning, huh?
No, we live in it now for sure.
That's why we're here, because it's not just a warning.
Yeah, you're right.
That was
Owl hurricanes. Great line.
right. I think you got everybody buzzing with the rope around your voice and hang you by your tongue, though. Like, just the imagery of that is it's just stunning. Like, he called it a shorty. Like, yeah, that's called a knockout, sir. In your first poem, like, the way you just deliver your work is always, it's like a train coming. Like, you can't stop it. You just can't. Subjected to your useless lies. I am born of crass of evils, master of the forces of nature, overwhelmed your limited imagination, and the facades of your gilded world. Oh, you got to be careful, right? Folks don't like when you talk about, you know, not only shaking their gilded cages, but you're trying to get in. Can't have that. Can't allow that. Thank you, Matt, for doing what you do, sir. It's pretty incredible. Grateful that you come through, hang out with us, and share your work. Appreciate you. All right, coming up next, yo, I like to call this cat the folk singer of our generation, arguably the dopest background in the business, and it happens to be his backyard. The one and only Bill Elkins in the building. Come on, Bill, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always, sir. Please, take it away.
Hi, Elemental. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. And tonight I'm going to do a cover song, one of my favorite folk songs written by Buffy St. Marie years ago. It's called Universal Soldier. Hope you like it. He's 5'2" and he's 6'4". He fights with missiles and with spears. He's all of 31 and he's only 17. Been a soldier for 1,000 years. He's a Catholic, a Hindu, an atheist, a Jain, a Buddhist and a Baptist and a Jew. And he knows he shouldn't kill, and he knows he always will. Kill for me, my friend, and me for you. And he's fighting for Canada, he's fighting for France, he's fighting for the USA. And he's fighting for the Russians, and he's fighting for Japan. And he thinks we'll put an end to war this way. And he's fighting for democracy, he's fighting for the Reds. He says it's for the peace of all. He's the one who must decide who's to live and who's to die. And he never sees the writing on the wall. But without him, how would Hitler have condemned him at Laban? Without him, Caesar would have stood alone. He's the one who gives his body as a weapon of the war. And without him, all this killing can't go on. He's the universal soldier, and he really is to blame. His orders come from far away no more. They come from here and there, and you and me, and brothers, can't you see? This is not the way we put the end of war. Thank you, everybody.
Beautiful sentiment. Just covers a beautiful spectrum. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Bill Elkins.
Yeah, Bill.
Beautiful,
That was
Bill.
on. That was right on.
I
Thank
love
you.
that
I love that
song.
song.
Loved it.
That was
Love that
perfect.
song, Bill.
Perfect.
Perfect for today.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
For a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really nice job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Really, really one of those things. Really one of those songs that it speaks in a timeless vernacular, right? And I love he was 5'2", he was 6'4", like he was 31 or 17, like it just speaks to the soul of people and what it means to be what I would consider a patriot, right? When you fight for something that really means to you, really means something to you, really means everything to you, that's what that song reminds me of. And you did it such incredible justice. Thank you, Bill, for doing what you do, sharing your music and artistry with us. We appreciate you. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, this artist comes through. Listen, she, whether she wants to call it ranting, she is a troublemaker. All right, she is a rabble rouser, and she comes through in the best of ways, sharing information with me that is, listen, these are the things that people don't want you to know, right? Hence the reason they're in books. I always wonder why these things are so small in stature, but they are so heavyweight. I'm telling you. The one and only Bonnie Soloway in the building. Come on, Bonnie, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you. Please take it away.
Thank you so much, Elemental. And I guess to Matt's point, I'm on Instagram, but I still have not put my poetry up there. I'm a little concerned until I get my alias down. This one, I don't know, can't even tell you how many iterations I had of this, and finally just gonna get it done. This is called Fascist Steve. When does life feel wrong enough for you to make a change? For you to read the tea leaves that forces and engage? To look deep down inside and feel a growing plague, oozing slowly onward, a full body escapade? You feel it first around your toes, ooze wiggling around at night. Is this some kind of warning to join a fight or flight? Seems things are finally wrong enough to make it clear to see this country's on the precipice of a terminal disease. Suddenly, that restless ooze you felt way down below is moving past your feet and ankles, up your leg it goes, crawling over knees and thighs up to your private parts, where the ooze will stop and spend some time, making absolutely certain you're living the gender of your birth design. From there, a slinky slither through your heart up to your brain, where the ooze now settles in and gets to introduce its game. Hi, I'm Stephen Miller's proxy. You can call me Fascist Steve. We plan to be around a while. We've got lots left to achieve. You look surprised. You felt me growing, didn't you? You had all kinds of time. Just sit back and follow the rules. Your life will now be mine. Your job will be to let me know if any family or friends post anything untoward that you think might offend. When you're out and about and think you see some migrants on the street, fascists aren't that picky, just anyone you think. Use that ICE Gestapo number and give us a quick call so we can rid this country of hardworking brown-skinned people once and for all. This worked so well in Nazi Germany, why reinvent the wheel when we can spread seeds of fascist hatred already tested in the field? Hitler's youth groups were encouraged to turn in parents. Neighbors told on neighbors, husbands turned in wives, because Nazis were so adept at fomenting fear and propaganda lies. It's said that Hitler got some great ideas of how to harm the Jews by studying America's draconian race policies, in particular, its Jim Crow rules. Yes, Stephen Miller is the architect of MAGA's deportation plan, to finally make America into a white Christian nationalist land. It's odd watching someone Jewish worship white supremacy, the ideology that back in World War II would have tortured and killed his ass with glee. His great-great-grandparents escaped Russia's deadly pogroms many years ago. Now this liberally raised Santa Monica man has his own racist seeds to sow. Before invading its next victim, Fascist Steve had one thing left to say. Don't waste your money betting the midterms or the 2020 election will go your way. Authoritarians, once in power, pull every illegal string to stay. With SCOTUS in their pocket and oligarchs running the scene, our only hope is more Epstein dirt, brought forth by Marjorie Taylor Greene. Thank you.
Oh, I told y'all. I tried to warn you what she does, and she did it again. Mute yourself. Give it up for Bonnie Soloway.
Tell it, Bonnie.
I love that, Bonnie.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Tell it.
MTG, right? Who would have thought?
I
Who would
know,
have?
right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I
so
wanna-
perfect. It's one of the biggest mistakes these people make is just providing too much fuel for poems like
I
that.
I know.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
want to say,
Stephen Miller must idolize Roy Cohn. He must be like his role model. It's two Jewish people
Yeah,
that
it's
were
true.
just crazy white supremacists.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the bitterness quotient,
yeah,
and it's just sadistic, really.
it
He's the
is.
guy that originated the policy of putting immigrant children and babies in cages. You can't, by any civilizational standards, that is perverted. This
Yeah.
person is a moral pervert.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's been written off by his family. It's hard to even describe someone like that, but he must be riding high for the moment.
Oh,
Anyway,
sure.
well, thank you.
As most lapdogs do with their masters, they ride high, and then they crash and burn, just as their masters do. Um, but they just end up wounded, and they seek another lap to sit on. And it just goes on. It goes on. I love the Nazi and Hitler rhetoric there. I really do, because the parallels are uncanny, right? You can't just not see it, right? The only way you can not see it is if you're choosing not to see it. It's finally wrong enough for people to see. Fascists aren't picky. What? Like, it worked in Nazi Germany. Why reinvent the wheel? Gosh. She mentioned the Gestapo too. Like, come on. Like, I'm surprised that, they haven't rolled out their own version, right? I know ICE is getting pretty close. Like, seriously. I just think they're really tap dancing, tiptoeing on the line that they're getting ready to cross. And then they'll broadcast it from the White House ballroom. Bro. Thank you, Bonnie, for all your shit starting. We appreciate you, truly. All right. Coming up next. Yo. Week after week, this incredible artist comes through. She gives her all to this work, whether she is on the Plaid path or reading from one of her incredible works or sharing some of her new shit. And we haven't heard her sing in a while, too, and she does it in Spanish. Blows me away every time. The one and only Winter Rose is in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
Thank you very much. I did want to sing today, but I won't because it's the children are up. I can't traumatize them like that. Like, just gonna read, but this is new shit, and I hope you like it. Uh, Stay tuned. Maybe next week is gonna be in Spanish singing. Okay. This is called Catalog of Trauma. My mama asked me How do I manage it all? How do I keep the aggressive dog equal but separate? How do I manage the bad moods of my sisters? I answered, I keep it all under control, having seen for a lifetime worst case scenarios, having watched yet failed in preventable death and mayhem. Now I am a full-time lighthouse of caution. I tell my husband, watch out for the dog in the driveway, the cat under the tractor wheel, the dirt bike which flips over, the cow which crushes you against the gate. Helps that I am unafraid to yell shrill, don't do that, you'll die. I tell my children about all the awful true crime things I have watched on Peacock, that they should always make an Uber driver say their name, or they could be murdered. I drop them off at Target and ask, what are the rules? They say, don't get kidnapped, Mama. I have no control over their phones. I tell the deer and turkey, don't cross the road. I tell teenagers with my gentle eyes, you will be okay. I tell small things to watch out for cats, to not get maimed and eaten and destroyed. These all feel like preventable things. I'm aware of them because I've seen them all before. Yet somehow I don't listen when it comes to myself. I am a sure, careful driver with my mother or children in the car. Alone, I want to burn it all to hell. Swerve and die, swerve and die. Apparatus of chaos. I don't stop drinking. I don't stop smoking. I am a cancer Hitler, and I am also Eva Braun. Whore to whoever will leave the light on. I lay awake imagining horror. My dreams are nothing less than Freddy Krueger. The most common dream is me in a car. And no matter how hard I press the brakes, the car careens forward, lurching and bucking like me breaking my back off a young horse in a frozen driveway in April. I take down pedestrians and I crash into pylons, apparatus of mayhem and destruction. In the end, I'm cataloging my trauma in a Dewey Decimal System, which has no index cards, no sliding metal drawers, not alphabetical, not rational. It's me trying to save all the others from the mistakes I have made, whilst hanging myself out on the clothesline, standing tall in front of the firing squad for an unfortunate preventable death. I thank you.
Wow. That's what I'm talking about right there. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Winter Rose.
Oh, beautiful and amazing.
So
Thank you
beautifully
for that.
intense. Only you can do it like that, baby. Only you.
Thank you, Sam.
Very nice.
Thank you.
That was such a tight wire poem. Main part of the main bulk of that poem, you were just describing how you maintain yourself on this tight wire. It was really, really, powerfully expressed. And as this poem drove to a close, it really was a great display and reminder about how in our metaphors resides our understandings. And, that's just another thing that makes poetry such an important catalyst for our being able to, situate ourselves with ourselves like that. And you certainly are just a epic example of somebody who's successful at doing that.
Thank you.
Full-time lighthouse of caution.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Swerve and die. That's powerful.
Thank you so much.
You know, the first thing that came to my brain, two things actually. One, it's like an elephant on a tightrope. Like, how is this even possible? And the second thing came to mind was, are you not entertained? Right? Um, you mentioned the Dewey Decimal System. Goodness. Last time I mentioned that, my professor was like, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I can't remember the last time I heard that." Um, but no, it is very much a thing. Um, I love the interaction with the kids. Right, always make the Uber driver say their name. Um, what's the rules? Don't get kidnapped. I love it. Um, I'm aware of them because I've seen them all before. An apparatus of mayhem and destruction. My dreams are nothing less than Freddy Krueger. Come on. And I hope, and I don't think you're talking about that remake madness that they do. I'm talking original, right? Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, at the time, there was very, very few things scarier than Freddy. Like, seriously. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Sharing your truth and your honesty. Just amazing. Truly, truly appreciate you. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, yo, whether this gentleman has an instrument or not, his voice is just, it's a it's a sound of clarity. I love when he comes through. His writing is just amazing. His rhythm, his tone. This dude's just incredible, man. I always look forward to hearing him. The one and only Joski C in the building. Come on, Joski. Let these folks know where they can find you. Always great to see you, sir. Please take it away.
Hey, Elemental. Coming through? Can you hear me?
Like a rock star, Joski.
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay. So this is on theme, actually. So Trump and the U.S. Navy are killing people on the sea. This is called fishermen. Jesus is a fisherman, the only one able to walk on water, the only one able to flee this slaughter. Depravity echoes across the sea. Attack, yells the captain. Become an accomplice. Follow your orders. Press your buttons. A presumption of guilt for those who sail, who make their living on the sea. They executed everyone in the name of the king before they could drown. Only Jesus escapes on desperate waves to fish another day. And then here's a haiku. Their prayers have arrived, flocks of birds in stormy sky. What should I believe? And lastly, this is something I wrote some autumn past. Autumn leaving. Fall was a bust, leaves brown or fading green, rare burst of orange red against the rust, alone and burning. Death should be a brilliant affair, take leave of ground to float through air, musicians to lend voice and hands, lifting dancers like the wind spins dying leaves.
Wow. Come on, Joski. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Joski. See? Wow.
Thanks for being here again, Joski. We need your voice.
Yeah, Joski, it's so great to see you. I love it when I'm paired near you, you know, and same with Paul. But anyway, like, Your voice is so soothing, whether you're singing or speaking. And your energy is so beautiful and calming to me. And I just, you and your purple light over there, it's so wonderful to see you. I'm so glad to see you.
And I kind of think of you, whether it's accurate or not, as being sort of a leader in this space of
Absolutely.
of the kind of poems that are speak out the way you have always done. And, with as Elizabeth's talking about that kind of how can I put it, that quiet rage, that quiet
Yeah.
feeling of indignance.
Yeah. It's quiet leadership,
Particularly that first poem, Jesus is the fisherman. It's such an important thing that's going on, but the way it was presented had just this real depth to it without screaming at you.
Right. And I really connected when you just were up front and you said it was depraved, and it's just appalling how, the people who are supposed to be there to put guardrails on this stuff, in capital offense law, depraved indifference is a charge that compounds sentencing. And here we have just a worldwide display of depraved indifference to life. And, just these people who could do something about that have nothing to say.
Yep.
You're right. You mentioned the people who put up the guardrails. Like, they're on furlough. Haven't you heard the government shut down? Nobody's putting in that work, sir. Um, Joski, like, you take things and you make them just extremely palatable, right? Musicians and songwriters, they are some of my favorite protesters, some of my favorite rabble rousers, right? Because they will play you a melody as they're telling you how to burn shit down, right? Like I really love it. Like giving you like the anarchist cookbook recipes, in a song. Like I really really appreciate what you do, Joski. Your writing style. Um, you said Jesus is the only able to free the slaughter, right? Become an accomplice. They executed everyone in the name of the king before they drowned. The last poem you said, death should be a brilliant affair. Wow. Like you just really, really do some incredible work all the way up in the Pacific Northwest. Thank you for doing what you do, Joski, and continuing to share it with us. A pillar of our community. Shout out to Nee. Hope everything is good. All right, let's keep it going. Coming up next, Brooklyn Stand Up. This incredible storyteller comes through with her very own brand of poetry. And I love when people carve out their own lane and they body it. Trust me, you're about to find out why. The one and only Mark Kensie is in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please, take it away.
Here on Thursday nights. The brain shrinks in isolation. My inner guide, not easily swayed, swiftly drifts into the abyss. I sit in it and hold the pieces. Though a lonely being, I harvest energy, reserved specifically for those who move me. My heart expands with every call to action. Auntie, a social currency. In their sibling rivalries, I play guard and referee. I extend my arms to soothe, to soften the blows of growing pains. determined to leave an imprint on the youngins. I forge connection through conversation, keeps me in the loop with small talk, jokes, and giggles. Awkward conversations are necessary evils. I try to tell them what they will later come to know. I connect most with young and the old. I stand in the middle, watching age take shape as I find my way around this place. I hope to not dissolve into the distant blur and isolate from their world. They look to me as I look to them for love, belonging, protection. My eyes envision theirs and their becoming, standing up for themselves and me. As they'll have questions besides, why don't you have a life? I hope they will see me in my full complexity, sweet, loving, illness and disease, and do outreach for me and others in close proximity. I fear motherhood, as mental illness can be hereditary. But if that day ever comes, I will be there and reach out to the village that provides for the wholeness of a child. Thank you.
That's just beautiful indeed. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Markencia.
That was
It's so
lovely, Markencia.
true.
You're such a beautiful soul.
Thank
Yeah, it's
you.
so true that like so many people I know, including me, worry about giving like mental illness to your children. Like that is something people don't talk about, but like people I know worry about it so much.
I agree. I agree with that. I was thinking the same thing.
It's just really taken by your kind of illustration of the basis for the bonds that hold people together and the way you spoke about it, intergenerationally, interfamiliar, was so poignant and had a kind of graphic weight to it that I always feel comes so much through the way you speak your poems, with this sort of subdued passion, if I can call it that. There's just such an intense level of empathy in your poetry, whatever you're writing about. I think that goes a long way towards what Elemental was talking about in his introduction about how you carve out your own lane. And just a wonderful, wonderful illustration of the bonds that really hold people together. I've not really heard somebody do it quite so well.
Agree, sir. I honestly I love you mentioning being in the middle, right? You relate most to children and the elderly, right? And you're in the middle. You said, I stand in the middle watching age take shape. Like, come on, right? Um, Determined to leave an imprint on the youngins. That's so important, right? Not just throw stuff at them, but make a significant imprint on them. Um, they look to me as I look to them, right? That's how the cycle of learning continues, right? See me in my full complexity. And listen, we do get a chance to see that every week that you come and share your work with us. You you are very open and genuine with how you write your work. So thank you so very much for sharing it with us. All right, looks like we have 5 folks left on the list this evening. Let's get it. Coming up next, I mentioned her early on. I saw her escapades on those bikes, and it just looked incredible. She was had it up on wheel, like doing the thing with it, like for real. It just it takes certain kinds of people to conquer that monster, because that's exactly what it is. Um, Glad you survived all of that, because it looked like a wild ass ride, but I'm sure you had an incredible time at it. The one and only April Gonzalez in the building. Let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please take it away.
I'll put it in the chat, but Auntie_April and Auntie with a Y. This is called The Blur. Don't quote me on the timeline of these events. After mom was shot, my stepdad's mask went. After years of physical therapy, her faith sealed shut. Doctors warned she'll never walk, and since she never got back up, locked her away with pill bottles and alcohol. Guess that's how he found his way of not dealing at all. The brewing cruelty and lack of empathy, with silence drowned out, then came the epiphany of not raising two girls who weren't of his bloodline, nor caring for a woman with a body in decline. I think back, when was the exact moment he decided to pack us up and start driving? Was he divided? The 6-day journey from Cali to New York. Didn't hesitate as we crossed Nevada and I suffered a heat stroke. I still remember the thickening tension one could cut with a knife. Mom desperate to change the vibe. Kelly, my stepdad, stood quite stoic, like he was dead inside. As he did that time he murdered our pet without reproach. As he did when I wet the bed, mom hadn't returned home in months. Once we arrived, he quickly executed the plan, removed our luggage, opened her wheelchair, and placed her in like a real gentleman. Like garbage awaiting its turn for pickup, without a goodbye, sped off, leaving us curbside. Welcome to New York, Brooklyn, Killamilla, at my grandma's home where we reside. Did my abandonment issue start with my real dad or him? So many male disappointments can't pinpoint where the trauma began. The essence of a person isn't in a last name, and what doesn't break us makes us strange. This one's called Vile Rittenhouse, which is a play on Kyle Rittenhouse. This one's a little long. I might go over. Sorry. When I feared for my life and cried on the stand, the DA called it a crock. I didn't understand. I never heard anything whiter, didn't know what it meant. While my history, my pain was ruled too prejudicial to present. A past lived just too real for their court. The ability to tell my story yet again cut short. They buried my defense beneath their legal dance, said trauma can explain why I took my stance. With sarcasm sharp as the blade I once held, add counseling to her sentence, the judge expelled. No to telling the jury about when I fought Orlando off with a broom as he raped my mom in the couch on my living room. He fled after giving me a look I've never forgotten. Awakened by her screams, Mamita helped me again and again. Yet due to the embarrassment, she and my Aunt Evie told me like before, stay silent. Nor the incident that happened during one of her vacations, as we'd like to call them. One of the many times she attempted suicide, locked in an asylum. I slept in my mom's bed, left alone babysitting at 13. Yes, babysitting for my sitter, my sister, Dee Dee. Sleeping snug with my baby nephew and her friend's son, little Marky. I wakened to the covers being pulled off me. It was our neighbor, Tony. Completely naked on top of me, I kicked, I screamed. There was that strange look once more. He was startled, it seemed, as if I wasn't who he came there for. Like Orlando, he was there for my mother. He jumped off, got dressed on the side of the bed. I held the crying boys near me, curled up in the corner, scared. Although he rushed dressing quickly, the out-of-body experience made it feel like eternity. This time, yes, the cops were called because after he ran, he returned, trying to creep back into the kitchen window the same way he'd broken in. I slammed it shut, put a stick in between. The landlord hadn't replaced the latch. So like ghetto MacGyvers, we improvised. Unable to access my hallway, he retreated to cop a plea, I surmised. Afraid that the police lock wouldn't withstand all his banging, I wondered what drugs was he on, already making excuses for men behaving strangely. At that moment, another voice entered the hallway. What the hell are you doing here? He quickly fled. I jumped up, unleashing the door and my fear. Dee, he broke in, tried to rape me, but I think he was actually here for mommy. Predators seek out those with most vulnerability, especially ones inflicted by a disability. She had this confused look. Such a wild story can't be true. I said, you don't believe me? Ask little Marky, he'll tell you too. So she called the police, and as they questioned me, I relived each second. That seemed most, they seemed most interested in where the story ended. That was the only reason they knew I wasn't lying. Immediately, they crossed the street to his home and located him. They searched and found him sockless, with them tucked in his pockets, just like I told them. Yet all these traumatic incidents did not constitute the perfect self-defense, no battered child syndrome or chronic post-traumatic stress, not even allowed to explain my state of mind. All that abuse didn't justify a little girl stabbing a grown man coming at me without his own knife. Even Tony had a right to face his accuser. So when no adult brought me to court, they set free my abuser. And sorry.
Damn. And damn. Unmute yourself. Give it up for April Gonzalez.
Oh my God, girl, that was heavy shit, but I love listening to you express the shit you went through and how it affected you. And I'm not gonna lie, that shit brought tears to my eyes, but I love your shit.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
say it's been a long, long time since I've heard such heavy testimony in those two poems. And, April, that's more than you just testifying to the facts of these, experiences. It really sums up to a testimony about how indomitable your spirit is. And I'm just really grateful you um, look upon this space as a place you can come and practice who you are in that way, practice that indomitable spirit. I mean, the catalog of social pathologies in those poems is so devastating. Those are poems that so many more people really need to hear. I don't know how you feel about that because I know people come to this place here because of it is a safe place. But really, so many more people need to hear what you have to say.
I literally published this myself just to rip the Band-Aid off. This was a diary of journal of all my poems over 20 years. And I just had to stop being in silence and I figured rip it off just and I published it. So it's on Amazon. You could cop it.
Oh,
cool.
That is the epitome of taking your power back right there, right? You didn't skimp on the story. You gave the details that mattered, even down to the babies in the corner. You know what I mean? Like all of that, right? No longer does that control you. No longer does that have any power over you. By you doing that, by you publishing the book with those things, by turning your journal into a book of poems, that is what strength looks like and sounds like. Thank you for that. We are glad that you survived. We are thankful that you come to this space and you share work like that. It truly means the world to us. Thank you. All right. Let's keep it going. Closing out the guaranteed list. You have heard this gentleman throughout the evening. His commentary is stellar. He's just this enigma that comes through, and he does work like no one else in the world. I still don't know what planet he gets his download from. But as soon as I find out, I want a vacation there. He's just an incredible creative. He's been doing this longer than some people have even thought about working on poetry. I really can't thank him enough for all that he does for our community, for this platform. Our resident Gilgamesh, the one and only Paul Skiff in the building. Come on, Jedi Master, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always. Please take it away.
I'm coming from planet I don't give a fuck. You made me, now listen to it. I think I wrote this at the end of the last depraved regime. Shrunken legacy and a memory confused with greatness. The vote was worn down to nothing by disidealists who said it would just mean maybe, while, because it is being sickened with human filth, the climate drowns, incinerates, or atomizes by storm whole towns in an emotional fugue, combusting internally with a bloated stupidity emergency. The equality no one has is a corrosive absence, everyone agrees, with indignity, makes all other ideals naked in their falsity. The democracy performs self-harm by voting to limit the right to vote in an attempt to disfigure a future more perfect union by locking the past diseased form of botched utopia with an exclusivity as what America really meant. The difference between hourly wages of a billionaire and his warehouse box picker is a 12,000 miles per hour vanity rocket ride 3,000 miles straight up on a publicity stunt trip fueled by a 20-minute lunch hour that is not compensated, and you cannot stop to pee. Whole state populations choose to die from a preventable disease out of freedom perverted as a morbid will to be nasty to their own selves, because any protection from death promoted by a person they would never vote for is reason enough to commit stupidicide. To prove their depraved self-indifference is the virtue of personal choice. America, in a fight for its own life, has only a temper tantrum of either or for a dialogue about how to compromise differences into the sane, respectable progress. So practice your nasty caress, your gun. Parrot hold channels full of hollow slogans and watch your country vanish in a cloud of decline made from its own purchase by new owners who like to dissect promise of a better future with dull blades made from a suicidal ignorance fed on a diet of unity stunting content that is a false front for whatever advertiser your outrage span is being sold to. Shove your opponent's head in an air fryer while you Botox the armpits of your racism, mukbang divisiveness so you experience a static-like tingling sensation that travels down your body whenever you hear white colonialist dog whistles. Soon, civilization will be just another dishonest advertisement whose appeal is the nostalgic stench wafting off its own disappearance decades ago, but at least the feeling of relaxation and contentment, though also a historical relic, is still perceivable, even if only a memory being confused with greatness. The unpopular fact is, no one is alone with this shriveling of democracy into a clubhouse militia, but sharing the blighted ideal is not a method to dispel its putrefaction. The diseased states of America are the contagious blanket we are wrapped in. Now tell me again how it feels comfortable and secure, but this time be attentive to the hollow once occupied by how you used to be more fully alive, or reclaim our humanity before the choice disappears. And if you voted for a convicted felon, If you voted for a convicted felon, eat the shit you served yourself.
Damn, he just. God, unmute yourself. Give it up for Paul Skill.
Thank you, Paul.
Wow,
Thank
that
you.
was so much there. So much. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Eat the shit you served yourself. Well, yeah. A
And that's
nice big
that
serving.
Amazing.
now that's
They
what we need
want
on a
seconds,
t-shirt.
though.
That's what we need on a t-shirt. With that emoji with the big green vomit coming out of it.
Love it.
Yeah, that's like Trump's video with the shit
Yeah,
that he put on the yeah,
right.
yeah.
Um,
Something
Wow.
else.
The
Jedi Master, you are just something
the
else, man.
disease states of America.
Ooh.
My favorite word tonight, stupidicide.
Yes.
Yes,
Yo,
yes,
Yes.
yes. Oh my God.
that just took the
Yes.
cake for real. Stupidicide. Um, I actually saw a social media post that showed what Agent Orange does with AI, making himself into different images. Um, it's pretty interesting. Pretty, just a very high value of himself. Um, it's pretty ridiculous. It's pretty ridiculous. Um, Jedi Master, you just do something with these words. Like you really go to a different place when you start writing. Um, Sickened with human filth. A bloated stupidity emergency. Naked in their falsity. A botched utopia. Um, Practice your nasty, caress your gun. Suicidal ignorance. He said, put their head in an air fryer and Botox the armpits of your racism. Like, I don't even know. The white colonialist dog whistles, like, come on, man. Come on, man. Like, this is what people need to hear. These are the things that can really make you understand how much of this world is going to hell in the handbasket, really. Thank you, Jedi Master. Really. Like you always do such incredible work. Appreciate you. All right. Let's get to this good luck round. There are 3 incredible artists coming through. All right. First up, this woman, she's very adamant about, hey, now I'm trying to get on. I need to get into this space. She's been coming. She's been sharing her energy. Listen, looking forward to hearing her work. The one and only Queen Hodge in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you, man. Please take it away.
Hi. I'm on Facebook. Um, this poem is called Woman of Words, and it was inspired by my teacher when I was in the 7th grade. She didn't understand our slang, our vernacular, so she asked us to write a story about in the vernacular, and she failed us all because she could. And it was traumatizing for me, and I stopped writing prose uh, for decades. And this is a poem to heal myself from that. I saw this quote, the first line of the poem, and it inspired the poem. She has bite marks on her tongue from all the things she never said. Stifled responses like sugar plums danced in her head. Eventually, spiraling south, landing in her mouth. Not wanting to start an argument, that's as far as it went. She forced a smile despite clenching her teeth tighter and tighter. The sound of another put down, another slight, felt like she didn't have the courage to put up a fight. So she stuffed the words into the void Then she began to get annoyed at herself after all this time, realizing anger was a sign. It was high time for her to use her voice. Simmering in silence was no longer a choice. Opening her mouth, to her surprise, she spoke her truth, and overnight her statements and insights took flight. The words were like birds, soaring and swirling, expressions exploring the wind, unleashed with poise. With no clouds in her voice, it lit up the sky. The beautiful sounds made her wonder why she had held back so long. Now, with her inhibitions gone, no more feeling fearful and tense. The healing process commenced. Words soothed where they once stung. The marks on her tongue faded away. Now she easily conveys and responds with confidence and clarity and calm. Her words a soothing balm to her heart and head. She finally put silence to bed, released from fear that stifles and curbs. Never again will she eat her words.
You know, there is a such thing as bad teachers. It's exactly what they sound like. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Queen Hodge.
Wait, was that about me?
No, no. Were you a teacher?
That was really an amazing way to handle what was sounded like just the worst thing any human could do to children. It just I hate her, him. I guess it was a her.
It was a her.
And I don't even can it just like people don't know how that affects you the rest of your life, but you know, you did what you had to do, and
Yeah.
that's a blessing in and of itself. So thank you for
you.
sharing that. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
inspiring everyone to find their voice for real.
really, that I was going to say that's such an intense poem about awakening, and I just really, um, it's just it's exasperating to me to hear how you were impacted by that uh, display of the person's hole in perception. That the person's blindness to what they were doing. I don't know. I just really connected with the poem on the level of, the testimony you gave about, the kind of transformation through a arduous trial, really, and the reawakening that, is a testimony to, like I said about what April was doing. This is a testimony to the indomitability of the human spirit. You can physically shut up somebody's mouth and you can poison their brain that'll make them be silent, but eventually you can't force crap into people without it being able to be thought about, felt, and digested, because it's going to come back out one day, and they're going to free themselves.
Without
Great
a doubt.
line, simmering in silence, words a soothing balm, but never again will she eat her words. Good for you.
Again, listen.
That's right.
As an educator, that hurt me, right? Because there are so many students who are turning away from school as it is, right? Not sure when this happened, but even still, right? And the educator's job is to help them translate, right? You said, oh, the kids were all talking in our vernacular, talking that slang, that, you know what I'm saying, Daddy O Jack type. And then she's like, okay, well, write me a paper in the whole thing. And I'm sure every student that did that, it made absolute sense to them. But because she couldn't translate it, it became not academic. That is how you stop a student's education process right there. That is how you remind them that teachers don't really care about students. They are there for the paycheck, right? I despise teachers like that. I truly do. I really do. That's why students want to be in my class. It's like, listen, we're going to write poetry, we're going to express ourselves, and we're going to translate things, right? Like, my job is to help them get from one stage to another. Um, and I'm thankful, however long it took, I'm thankful that you were able to finally remove that burden from this teacher and speak your truth. That's just amazing, right? The first line she said that inspired the poem. She has bite marks on her tongue from all the things she never said. That's just amazing. Thank you so very much for that. We truly, truly appreciate you. All right. I text the homie. I don't see him. I haven't seen him on screen in quite a while. So we will go to, listen, we will go to this young lady who comes through. She shares work with us. That's just very real. I love when artists have their flow locked in, their voice comes through very clear, and she's one of those folks. The one and only Mason Bailey in the building. Come on, let these folks know where they can find you. Great to see you as always, man. Please take it away.
Hey everybody. I'm gonna do one poem. It's called The People Said Cotton. You can find me on Instagram under my real name, Angel, if you wanna follow or check in. Um, The People Said Cotton was created when I was brought on to do an independent film in Georgia about African American and indigenous genealogy and how that affects um, Black people as a whole in reference to their identity. Um, and this is it. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. They glanced, and white people said, Cotton head with the lock, dread, and coil. White pilgrims saw commodities while witnessing the dawn. White farmers saw commodities that nature produced. White people segued in between my scalp and thighs and only could see one dimension of profit that will butter the pockets for longevity as they lap me in pleasure and they lap me in generation. White people saw textiles and barter. They saw the gin and the gin. White people saw the gold in my skin and saw leathers for their libraries. White people saw my skin and saw leathers for their interior. White people saw my skin and saw leathers for their glory. White people gazed and said, Cottonhead, the sun sets is watched by your ear. White people said, the glory you're born and mine, you will die. Under my soul is your comfort, and pressure from my feet will amplify your soul into a diamond. Cottonhead, white people said you were meant for me. Cottonhead with the lock and coil, I exist and the expense that nature told me that you are going to pay. White people said imagery will only settle your heart and shame your being. White people said even the trees in the bayou and creeks have to bow to me. White people said nature bows to my wrist. White people said the plants that you see are warped by dominance that told your grandmother to bend till she collapses at the knees. White people said please was her last word. White people said the trees are instruments in your last breath as I expand my chest to inhale the relief of your sacrifice. White people said cottonhead with the lock, dread, and coil. White people said the words of my ink will wash your thoughts for you to view nature as your enemy when it's me behind the curtains in the REM of your sleep. So I told them, I saw you at the sunrise with the blinds pulled up. I'll meet you in a space of peace or greet you at the ground level. My words will be delivered flat footed, unwoven, without riddle. I told them, Cottonhead with the dread coil lock, I am the cloud and the plant that is not for consumption. Thank you.
Lock that shit there. Unmute yourself. Give it up for Mason Bailey.
Oh, powerful.
So beautiful, really.
Very powerful, yeah.
Yeah, and really kind of timeless in
Thank
a
you.
way too, you know.
For sure. The first thing I was thinking of was almost like a song that little kids would sing. You know, all of the remarks that you were slinging, that they were slinging at you or slinging at people. You know, it just reminds me of a little children's song, right? Um, but damn that imagery, like that imagery, right? You said they saw the gold in my skin, saw leathers for their libraries, saw leather for their interiors. Like the plants are warped by dominance. Like my words will be delivered flat-footed, unwoven, without riddle. That's just work. I really can't thank you enough for putting that pen to paper and really, really making it work. For real, like your voice is definitely needed around these parts. So make sure you find your way to come through here as often as possible. Look, it has been a great night, y'all. I really, really can't thank y'all enough for all of your creative genius. You just, you really do just do amazing work, y'all. Thank you so very much, really. Shout out I Inspiration. Shout out Nick Labrico. Shout out Zumkonto. MS Marquardt was gonna come through. Liza Michelle, Geisha Rodriguez. Shout out Samantha Lopez, Catman Bill in the building, Garland Thompson, Ike Waltz, Alan Gary, Yun, Lantern, Queen Hodge, Bonnie Soloway, Paul Skiff, Mark Kensia, all of y'all. Like, thank you so much for rocking with us all night. Listen, we gonna get out of here, y'all. For real. I would also like to thank y'all personally. This is night 150 for me, hosting this space, and I really, really can't thank you all enough for just being dedicated to what we do and how we do it. We're gonna end the night like this. Until we meet again, may this energy we conjured this evening supercharge the rest of your week. Take this power, inspire others, energize creativity as we all hope to do through the spirit of Miguel Agarin. Your voice is appreciated, necessary, and always valuable in this space. Thank you for sharing it with us. Never forget, cowards get buried here, and we reclaim our strength through our fearlessness. On behalf of the greatest community in the world, it has truly been a pleasure spending Thursday night with y'all. Until next week, peace and blessings.